a chance to complete the treble. The coach of the year, Dennis Betts, leads his team out onto the field. For Vicky Molyneux, the last time she will wear the cherry and white of Wigan. Can they complete the set, or will Saints, led by Jodie Cunningham, go on and pick up a second Super League title? The youth and exuberance of Wigan, the experience of St Helens, who will prevail. Well, the former grand final winner and former London Steel, Courtney Winfield-Hill, alongside me. Good evening, Courtney. What an occasion this promises to be. Yeah, it really is, and all roads lead to here this afternoon. A very long season, and then that rendition of Jerusalem. I can tell you, as a player standing in that tunnel, if emotions aren't high enough, it certainly gets the hair standing up on the back of your neck. As we see the players give a wave to their fans and supporters who have been with them all season, and it will be a tough 80 minutes ahead that will determine the winners of 2025. Some great articles this week written, St Helens in particular, talking about their whys, why they do it. Family and friends getting to share alongside it. It's an emotional occasion for everyone, isn't it? A lot of hardship, a lot of dedication from family and friends to make sure that these girls can get to this stage. Dennis Betts, he's been there, seen it and done it at every level of the game. You get the feeling he's enjoyed it. There's his men's counterpart, Matt Peake. We'll see him at the grand final next weekend at Old Trafford, live on Sky Sports. But there is a lot of commitment needed to get these players to this level. Enormous amount of commitment. If you read what Vicky Molyneux said to Dennis Betts when he first took them on, it's not about sacrifices, it's simply about choices. But I do feel for many of the families at home, they do sacrifice a lot to help these ladies get out here on this stage. And today, the stage is as big as they come. It is indeed. Barry Salihi, former Wigan player, looking to get a winner's medal. Jodie Cunningham, one of the stars of the women's game. There is Vicky Molyneux. What's going through her mind? She knows it's going to be the last outing tonight. What's she thinking? Well, she mentioned in the lead-up that she just wanted to see it as any old normal game. So there's two ways to see it. It's the biggest of your life, or it's just your average, everyday game. No doubt she'll float between the two, but it'll be in about the 79th minute. It will really hit her. We are about to get underway. 3 times they've met this season. Wigan have won 2, they've drawn the other. For the 2 Super League outings, there was not a lot in it. We're underway. Wigan get first use of it. They will bring it forward. They're in the cherry and white. Coleman is hit hard by 4 Saints defenders. And you get the feeling, unlike Leeds, who came here in the semi-final, Courtney, made mistakes early on. Saints have got to stay in the grind early. Yeah, they do. We know that this Wigan team, they start fast. And if they get a jump on you, they're really hard to pull back. We spoke about Jodie Cunningham going into that standoff position for a tactical defensive mindset. She'll be really important to just putting the handbrake on this Wigan team in this first half. There is Cunningham. Here come Wigan now with Molyneux upended. Just short of halfway. Wilton in at dummy half. Will fire it back now. Fubister will send it high. Test early on, went backwards. McGifford had a fine try-scoring season, Danny McGifford, but under pressure early on. Great chase from the Warriors. We know that this storm, Amy, has been hanging around the last few days, and the wind, it still hangs on. So going to the air, you saw it just go over McGifford's shoulder. Expect plenty of balls to test out the backs today. Well, there's the first error, and it comes from Wigan. It's a high shot on Phoebe Hook, and that will be a penalty for Saints. And this will give them, Gaskin will aim for touch here. Here it is again. It's a kick for touch, is a good one, and those are some valuable meters. Yeah, absolutely, especially from centre field. We often see teams just opting to tap and go, but great meters there from Gaskin as she puts her team up towards the halfway line. There's Lucy McComb, who's operated so long in the centre, playing in the back row again today. Here's Shani Krall, needs no invitation to carry forward strongly. Experienced campaigner one of the best front rowers in the business. Here now is Rudge. Pushed back, good aggressive defence from Wigan. All drop back here. Shona Hoyle will carry, so they're 30 out. There's the Saints coaching staff. Nick Hardman, Craig Richards, done a great job with Saints, who were written off by many before a ball was kicked, and when they were thumped early on in the Challenge Cup final early in the season, people wondered if Saints would get here, but they have got here again. High kick, not a deep kick, coming down on the 20s. Well taken, really well taken. Good work there from the Wigan back three to take care of the danger.
Yeah, really good effort there from Georgia Wilson too. You know, she stepped up as co-captain alongside Vicky Molyneux. But just does a lot of work, calls her fullback out of it, takes the responsibility and gets them on the front foot as Molly Jones gets interrupted and slammed on her back by three.
And former Wigan Academy star, all turned back on the angle. No way through for Wigan so far. Expected it to be tight and tense here. There's a ball now fired to Williams, a former Saints star. Took one halfway. Wilton waits, just has a look. Gets it away now, and Rowe's going to launch it downfield. And that's a good kick in behind. It got a kind bounce though, and Hook will collect it, and Hook will bring it forward. But decent set again from Wigan.
Yeah, another solid set. You can just see the depth. Busy Rowe there, giving herself plenty of space, because kick pressure, no doubt, will be on today from the St Helens markers.
A big collision goes in here. Here's Dennis Betts, Coach of the Year, hoping to complete the treble. Oh, big shot goes in there. That was a wonderful tackle. Eva Hunter, known for her try-scoring exploits this year, but putting a big hit in there. Ball turned back on the inside to Caitlin Casey, former Leeds Rhinos star. First year with St Helens. Signed predominantly to play in the halves, but has ended up playing it loose forward here today. Last one for Saints. They're going to send it high. That's a good kick. This will be a tester over on the far side, but it's well taken by Davis. And Davis heads off in field. They are such a threat, this Wigan back three.
Yeah, they really are, and you see the return there of Davis, very strong. But I love the option from Gaskin in these swirling winds to just put a little bit of a floating torp up there and let the wind do the rest to challenge those backs there this afternoon.
Yeah, Ruby Hunter takes a carry, got a semi-final try against Leeds. Short pass, Coleman on the charge into Saints territory here. Wilton will get it away. Fubista now takes it to the line. A beautiful pass. Here goes Banks. Banks down the sideline. Full back to me. Grace Banks for the line. What a try. What a grand final try. Tara Jones is going to check this. But Grace Banks exploded down the touchline and has surely put Wigan in front. They are checking for an obstruction in the build-up.
Okay, it's tackle forward, got on-field decision of try. We're checking for obstruction. Just watch this, see what the lead runner does. Just go back on that, please. So the lead runner has to find space. We'll just run through here. Run it through nice and slow. Okay, she doesn't find space. We'll just see what happens then. Is the defence materially disadvantaged? She can't map off like she would be able to if there's no contact. Do you have any other angles? Possibly a high behind? No, if we just roll it back then to the point of the contact. Okay, so the lead runner needs to find space. She hits the defender flush. Just keep watching for the level of disadvantage. Keep running it through. Keep running it through. Okay, yeah, the defence is materially disadvantaged. She can't map off quickly enough. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Ah, that is a big shame. Molly Jones didn't get through the defensive line, and Grace Banks' effort is going to be chalked off. That would have been a sensational start for Wigan. But we clearly saw in the replay that Jones did impede the Saints defender.
Well, Izzy Rowe was standing there with her kicking tee. She certainly backed it in to come up as try, but as we see on the replay there, can just see, and again, Cunningham and Berry Salihi, that edge defence, a lack of trust just comes in, and Jones just takes her out and is deemed to have impeded the defence. There's enough evidence there for the Wigan Warriors. They'll be coming back to have a look down that edge again.
They certainly will. An early shot fired across the Saints defensive line there. Bolo down the other end now. Can Saints look to open their account? Crowell gets it away. Faye Gaskin gets it to Rotherham. They are going to get it to an edge. Here's McGifford. McGifford down the line. Great tackle and into touch as well. They're claiming a high shot there, St Helens, but that was a crunching tackle. Izzy Rowe it was, with a thundering try-saver.
Well, have a look at Izzy Rowe. Just peel off out the back in cover defence. Comes in, does get it over the shoulder. But McGifford, who in regular season, 19 tries for her. And she takes her into touch. We always talk about moments in a grand final. And often it's those brilliant tries, but also brilliant defence.
We saw a Jay Field tackle on Friday night that wrapped up Wigan's semi-final win in the men's competition. We've just seen a great tackle there from a halfback. The ball now works its way. Here's Eva Hunter, destructive runner, but Cunningham got a body in front and makes the tackle. Now a quick play of the ball. Wilton uses the decoy runner towards halfway. Wilton slow to get to her feet. Here now is Molyneux. Oil in with the tackle. Last one for Wigan. Early stages. Rowe is going to go to the sky. Rotherham underneath it. Did really well, really well. That got a little bit big on her, didn't it, late on, and she managed to adjust her body shape and bring it to ground. That's a great catch from Rotherham.
Yeah, great catch from Rotherham. Out the corner of her eye, no doubt she could hear the footsteps of Molly Jones coming through on a big kick chase. It's a big moment there for her at the back. Hasn't played a lot of games there this year until the back end, doing a solid job.
Yeah, she was out of the scene for a long time, but has forced her way back in and stayed in as well. Crowell offloads. We've seen that so many times in the Women's Super League. No real advantage this time, but she is the experienced Shani Crowell. Here's Gaskin, gets it away. Rudge trying to fight through the line. He's wrapped up. Rowe again defensively. Oh, I think she just held on to that. Fans on the far side didn't agree with that, but here's the kick from Gaskin. Is deep. This needs to stop, and it is going to stop. It's a great kick. Wigan taking their time. Banks will collect it and now make her way into the field of play and gets up to the 10, where she's met by a determined Chase.
Well, yeah, no, I think she keeps that definitely off the floor there, squeezes it in between the calves and allows them to get to the end of their set. And a lovely kick there from Gaskin, sits it pinpoint perfect on the try line. And Wigan asked to do some hard work coming out of their own end. St Helens, they roll their sleeves up.
Yeah, some good work there over on that far side. Keris Jones with a good charge. Here's another one on the back of it. Molyneux got injured early on in the semi-final win over Leeds. Very limited game time there, but fit again. Here's Coleman. Coleman crashes in and takes defenders back over halfway. What a start it's been. Here now is Fubista. Arrows the kick low, but Rotherham will stop it with a boot, and now will return it up to the 30. So Rotherham again has done well to bring it back over the 30. What have you made of the opening 10 minutes so far?
Well, you can just see this is typical grand final, isn't it? The teams just both getting numbers in defence, just feeling each other out, getting themselves into the game, not throwing too many risky passes in attack. But you can feel we are on the edge. Either team just starting to open up a little bit.
Here's Casey. Oh, beautiful ball back on the inside. Rotherham breaks through. Banks in front of her. Banks takes the tackle. 30 out. Good work from Saints, breaking up the middle of the field. Here's Gaskin now. Fires it wide. Could be a chance on the edge. McGifford again bundled over. They've kept it in play, though. It's play on. Gaskin gets it back. Hoists it high. Fubister will collect it. Half back there, sweeping up the danger, gets rid of one Saints defender. And what an effort that was from Fubister as they make their way forward here. There's Molly Jones. And there are some of the Wigan men's stars as well. Adam Kieran in there, Junior December, and they'll be in action at Old Trafford on Saturday night, 5 o'clock, Sky Sports Plus, Sky Sports main event. Hull Kingston Rovers against Wigan next weekend, a repeat of last year's grand final. There's the coach, Tommy Luluai, smiling. He's on the bench. Podcast this week with Jenna and John. That'll be out on Monday. Always worth listening. Oh, an error from Davis. Well, Wigan make an error 11.5 minutes into the contest. The offload from Wilson. Well, was it an unnecessary risk?
Well, early in the play count, just as they were pushing up towards halfway, just tried to force it a little bit there and caught the fingertips of Davies. And St Helens, they'll pack down in a scrum here on the scrum line, giving them plenty of space. As we see possession, both. Everything's pretty equal right now, isn't it?
There's not a lot in that, is there? 52 to 48%, both at 80% and more. Here comes St Helens. Ball now works its way across the back line. Oh, not the best pass for Hull. Well, that's a disaster. Given 6 tackles over the halfway line, and they've coughed it up on play 1.
Yeah, straight away. In the first opening 10 minutes, we really didn't see too many errors from either team. Just starting to see things forced here a little bit early in each other's sets. And the pass was out the back of hook from Rotherham.
Yeah,
Shake of the head there.
I'll be so disappointed. Saints coaching staff look on. All the talk earlier about fine margins, big moments in games. So far, neither side been able to make the most of the chances they've had. But here goes Wilson. Wilson, who was a star in Wigan's only Super League title campaign all the way back in 2018. The only surviving member. Shania Power has come on for Vicky Molyneux, so an early change for Dennis Betts. Here come Wigan now, and here is Power. Power, NRL experience wrapped up. 30 out from the line. Wilton finds Rowe, short pass to Wilson. Good defence again from Saints. Good tackle there from Rachel Woozy, playing in her 3rd grand final. Last one here, Rowe gonna launch it high across the field. Not a great deal of depth on it. Ball's allowed to bounce. Who's gonna make a play at it? Well, that was a decisive play there. Phoebe Hook, I think, who's come up with it and wasn't hanging around, decided let's go get it, and that's exactly what she did.
Yeah, brilliant play there from Phoebe Hook. And a great attitude in big games. Everyone else let it land. It was a scruffy kick. But the willingness to stick a hand up and say, I'll have it, give it to me, give me the possession back. As you see Shona Hoyle playing up front today.
Yeah, just come into the action. Here's Caitlin Casey. Interesting decision by the Saints staff to leave Harris on the bench. Put Casey in the halves. Here's Rudge. In the pack. There she is, former lead star. Played in the grand final against York. Here's the high kick. This is going to be a tester. A tester. Banks is going to let it bounce. That's risky. Ball knocked back. Now the danger could be going the other way because it's collected here by Wigan. And Fubister, great tackle, Rotherham. Rotherham completes the tackle. Fubister almost away there. The high kick from Saints, nearly their own undoing.
Well, again, another one that's just allowed to find the floor. and the random bounce of the oval-shaped ball can go anywhere. Fubista, right place, right time, but Rotherham, brilliant defence at the back.
Yeah, she's had a good start so far. Might be under pressure again in a moment or two's time. Shania Power driving out, tackled by Cunningham. Ball now short side. Here's Jones taking on the line. No nonsense centre, tackled 6 out. Last one here for Wigan. Wilton will find Fubista. Just going to roll the kick in. There's Rotherham again, and Rotherham will come away with the ball. And at the moment, Rotherham is doing a fine job at the back for Saints.
Yeah, brilliant fullback play there from Rotherham. A great tackle on the breakaway from Fubista, and then positioned herself beautifully. We know last time they play it was Fubista looking at the grubbers, back into the in goal, looking for a halves partner.
Both sides prepared to roll up their sleeves and work hard. Casey wrapped up just outside the Saints 20. Mottershead fires the pass back. Gaskin will run forward. That's a good kick. That is in behind. Oh, the bounce was a good one though for Davis, and she's now sprinting up the other way. Can't run round. Needs to go to ground here. Interesting choice there from Saints, kicking a little bit earlier than expected.
Well, the early kick from Faye Gaskin on 4 certainly positioned herself inside the 40, but didn't get the bounce to roll on. We know she's certainly capable of that.
She's proven so many times on the Sky Sports cameras before that she is a big game player. Here now, the ball carried in by Coleman. Wigan starting to enjoy a little bit more territory. Is it time now they turn it into points? Fubista finds Banks. Banks gets it away to Jones. Jones here to Hunter, but nowhere to go. Good sliding defence from Hook. Holds a touchline and makes the tackle.
Yeah, super tackle there from Phoebe Hook. And the Wigan outside backs looked up, saw Shani Crowell was out of position, but they were able to map up off beautifully. Berry Salihi is telling her winger, get out, I've got your inside. And she does the rest and drags her over the sideline. Dennis Betts, plenty of instruction from him out to his troops.
Sorry, a lot was meant at the start of the year when Wigan obviously blitzed everybody in the Challenge Cup, but we've got to look back and remember that the 2 Super League meetings between these two, a draw, and then Saints were beaten at home by just 4 points, so there's been nothing in the subsequent 2, as you see. So Saints have clearly learned their lesson from that beating at Wembley.
Yeah, their response from Wembley after that embarrassment has been nothing short of positive, and they've shown some real resilience this year, and I don't think today's game's going to be any different.
Ball's over halfway. Here now is Cunningham, short pass at the line, finds McCall. McCall breaks 3. McCall now looking for a pass. Oh, she's put it down. Jones did enough. That was a really strong challenge at Johnson ball out, and Lucy McCall will be furious there. She'd done the hard bit by breaking the line.
Yeah, it was an excellent little line break there. You see off Jodie Cunningham's hip, gives her the little short ball, but Molly Jones, a little bit of a reef with the hand as she got through, ran over the top of Fubista. And if it weren't for that, St Helens had some real momentum on their side.
That was an opportunity. Here's the scrum feed for Wigan, and here's Georgia Wilson wrapped up. All the signs it's going to be tight. Another full-blooded run. Davis. Oh, good defence from Rudge and Crowell. One halfway. Wigan. It's been served notice there by Saints. Bit of a juggle. That's Vivas. Try scoring that Wembley win. Also got a really bad arm injury. Missed a long part of the season as well, but back fit again now. And that's a set restart. So here come Wigan. This is a big chance. Eva Hunter inside Saints territory now, and a full set to go. Wilton will wait at dummy half. Wilton will get the ball away. Here is Vivas again. Wrestles one off, but eventually tackled by Crowell and put to the ground. 20 out centre field. Power wants to run. No decoy. Goes to Rowe. Rowe fires it wide to Wilson. Wilson can't get the pass away. Wigan asking some questions now. Ball to Rowe. Rowe pops it up to Power. Power, bit of footwork at the line, looking for an offload, dumps it back to Vivas. Change of angle, ball knocked down. That's going to be 6 again. He might have saved a try that. Cunningham, it wasn't, stuck an arm out. They were broken there defensively, St Helens, but they managed to get something to stop the play.
Yeah, Jodie Cunningham just sticks the paw out. Had to get something on it, or it was a guaranteed try. As we see, swing it back. Remy Wilton comes back on an unders line and tries to get it out to her left-hand edge. Jodie Cunningham, we're so used to seeing her with brilliant contact. On that occasion, it was just a decision to get something on it and disrupt the play.
Well, there's a play coming here because Ruby Hunter is feeding the scrum. That means Fubister, Rowe and Banks are lined up. Here is Rowe now. Uses the dummy and takes the tackle inside the 10. Wigan back-to-back sets on the line. They're going down the short side here. Ball moves wide. Banks gets it away. Davis going for the line! And Anna Davis is over. Scored in every game against St Helens so far this season and scores the first try in the grand final. Look at what it means to those Warriors on and off the field.
Well, they were denied in the early minutes of the game. It was Grace Banks's try went upstairs. But instead, it'll be Anna Davis that gets her name on the score sheet today. As we rewind, it was a reset. And we thought Jodie Cunningham had saved the try. She did, but it wasn't too long. Great quick hands here. And Anna Davis just looks up, sees McGifford in front of her, and one-on-one, she's so physical. And that little right foot step. And Woozy can't do anything, and it's 4 points on the board to the Wigan Warriors.
She always plays with a smile on her face, doesn't she, Anna Davis? Enjoying life in the Women's Super League, enjoying life with the Wigan Warriors. And another try against the Saints. Well, this is a tough kick for Izzy Rowe. And as she showed so often this season, 95 Super League goals to her name. She's got the range and the power to kick them from anywhere in this stadium. Noise in the stadium has just gone up a couple of levels on the back of that first score. Can Rowe add another 2 to the tally? That's the angle she's got, and that's the strike she's got. Oh, hits the post. Just a yard short, but Dennis Betts will be happy. His side in front in the grand final.
Well, after a real wrestle early doors, it's Wigan that open their account. Some great hands, quick hands, catch pass. We speak about big moments, but we also sometimes forget the simple things, and that catch pass is so crucial. Wigan, Dennis Betts there. He rides every single emotion with his troops.
Restart for Saints then. Gaskin's boot. It's going to bounce awkwardly. In fact, that was well dealt with by Eva Hunter, who returns it at pace, and Cunningham bounced off the tackle. Eva Hunter, what a season. One of the 3 Wigan nominees for the Woman of Steel. That'll be released on Tuesday night. Eva Hunter, a wow of a year. Hits hard in defence, runs hard and scores plenty of tries.
Yeah, she's been outstanding, and we shouldn't be surprised. You know, you look back at 2024, she scored a try a game, even if it was only 10 games. But to play every game this season, she's been enormous.
Here now goes Vivas. 3 in at the tackle, last one. Rowe will send it deep again. Rotherham White's just outside the 10, catches it again. Brings it forward. And Wigan, I think, will be pretty happy with that. They've turned it over 20 out from the Saints line, and they lead by 4.
Yeah, you're always pleased after scoring points to just get through a set, get to the kick. So we see McGifford dealt with again by Rowe and Wilson.
Saints won't panic. Lots of time left here. Oh, another good run. McColm again, the footwork of a centre playing in the back row.
Yeah, we know her more as a centre than as a second rower, but coming in today off the second row position, she offers plenty of skill, and she's certainly asking a few questions of the defence as the kick from Gaskin goes to the air, and
Banks has put it down. Big chance here for St Helens. Banks went for it, got underneath it and completely spilled it. So a big chance here now for St Helens. Here it is again.
Positioned herself. Just have a look at those elbows straight through the breadbasket. And here comes St Helens.
They've put some of their bench players on. Here's Cunningham. Got Whitfield using a decoy. Rotherham into the line. Finds Salihi, who throws herself into the defence. Wrapped up inside the 10. Saints' best chance of the grand final so far. Cunningham waits for the pass. Finds Whitfield. Whitfield turns and pumps the legs. Been used off the bench the whole season long. Such a destructive runner. But wrapped up there by Wigan. They're going to fire it wide to Gaskin. Gaskin to Rudge. Big chance. McGifford for the corner. She's over. Celebrates. They'll check this. Grounding and touchline. But it looks like Saints have made the most of Great Spanks' error. It's a try on the field.
Tackle 4, we've got an on-field decision of try. We're checking touch and grounding, please. Okay, slow on this. She's in possession and in the field of play. Keep going. And the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've made my decision.
There we go. One look was all it took. Danny McGifford's 20th Super League try of the season. And Saints clinical in attack after the error from Banks, and the Saints fans now make themselves heard here at the Brick Community Stadium.
Well, it just goes to show how crucial it is that you pounce when a team gives you a second lifeline. There's been a great battle out on that edge today. McGifford, who twice before has been taken into touch. On this occasion, that acceleration from the former athlete gets on the outside of Davis, who's not slow herself, gets one back. And it's 4-all with the kick to come, and we know that Gaskin, she can nail them.
Well, the kick waved away. It was a really good strike from Gaskin, but just lacked the direction. Well, it might be a goal kick that wins it, or it might be one of these flying wingers. There's two of them got over already.
Yeah, as you say, lovely battle out on that edge, and with that, McGifford, she jumps up to 20 tries. Eva Hunter, as we know, 20 tries for her as well. And what a story for McGifford to come from a fan that sat in the stands with her family. Now, grand final try scorer.
Yeah, and you wonder, when we saw the crowd building up here, so many young females here supporting their heroes, hoping they will emulate them. Lots of them about today around the Brick Community Stadium. There we go, enjoying their rugby league. Here's Whitfield. Carrie Whitfield will have a big say in the outcome of this match. Mottershead finally gets a chance to run, but is closed down. Ball now works its way to Gaskin. Gaskin out the back. They shoot out there with Wilson to make the tackle. You know, as Gaskin will send it high. Banks this time holds on. Now will look to find a weakling.
Well, and after that error, Gaskin goes straight back to Banks and asks her the question, is it out of the back of your mind yet? Banks is able on that occasion to bring it in. So we see the backs come in for a little bit of work.
Good run up the centre of the field. Wilton is slow to get to her feet. Felt the impact of that tackle. Power tries to run through, but is tackled by McDonald. And now here goes Mia-Jane Atherton. Big carry. Here's the last one. They need to get it to Rowe. They do get it to Rowe. Little chip kick out wide. It's going to bounce in the field of play, but it skips away. And that was a little bit of fortune there for St Helens. Ball just bobbles over the sideline. Yeah, let's head down to pitch side then for the first time this afternoon. Get some injury news from Megan Wellens.
Thanks, Mark. Well, yeah, you might have seen St Helens' Shona Hoyle go off earlier than expected. And I managed to speak to Shona, and she confirmed that she took a hit to the throat, and the doctors took her off for safety reasons because she was struggling with her breath and she was dealing with a cough and spluttering. But she is expected to go back out there tonight. She has just had an extended break due to that hit to the throat.
Good stuff. Well, here's a problem. Caitlin Casey with a finger injury. That's getting taped up. Looks to be a bit of pain there, but I'm sure she'll brush that aside. Shona Hoyle playing in her third grand final. Winner with the Bulls back in 2017. And a run-up with Castleford in 2019. So injuries, as ever, will play a part. There is Shona Hoyle. We'll be hoping to get back out there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. A player like Shona Hoyle is always a real asset, particularly up front today.
That's a big shot.
Tell you what, Vicky Whitfield doesn't get picked up and driven back very often, does she?
No. Right, look at this. All of a sudden, those meters have turned in favour of Wigan, but 4 play the balls in the opposition 20 apiece, so it is still pretty tight.
Well, that's right. You can look at that all you want, but the real numbers that matter are currently 4-all. And it's that arm wrestle more than anything.
It is the intensity, the rivalry. Whenever it's Wigan against St Helens, whatever competition, whatever level it's at, everything is on the line. Mottershead starting to get busy now. Last one for Saints. Gaskin gets hands on it, just had to change direction, sends it high. Oh, spilled there by Davis. They dropped back, hadn't they, expecting a deep kick, and I think Gaskin's change of direction there meant she couldn't quite kick it as far, and it's just caught Wigan out a little bit.
Yeah, it really has, and it was brilliant kick pressure from Atherton to make Gaskin go to plan B. But some brilliant meters from Davis, but both Davis and Banks showing some vulnerability under that high ball. And St Helens, we mentioned the meters there before, they will not care about meters gained if this scoreboard soon ticks over in their favour.
There's more running repairs. That's Erin McDonald getting bandaged up. Now we'll take the place in the pack. Well, Saints scored last time Wigan made an error from a high kick. Can they do it again here? 8 to go to the break. Here now is Cunningham. Wrapped up, pushed to the ground. Atherton involved again. Here's Whitfield. Whitfield, some good footwork, but good covering defence. Again, Atherton involved. Those two are going at it already. Here now is Mottershead. Good mark of defence, but she almost slipped away. Wigan just starting to get pressured here. Ball will work its way to Cunningham. Cunningham finds Rotherham, moves it to Salih, fires it wide, Hook wrapped up, and Hook almost thrown over the sideline. Jones and Hunter doing the damage there. Ball now to Cunningham. Here is Caitlin Casey. Saints having a little bit of a spell down this end of the field. Can they turn it into points? Last one. Signals the referee here. They're going to go to that left edge again. Here's Gaskin. Oh, she's going to roll the kick, and it's a good kick. Banks has got to deal with it, and Banks will have to put it dead. And Faye Gaskin just starting to orchestrate things for St Helens.
Yeah, brilliant decision there from Gaskin. Just roll it into the in goal. And they haven't spent a lot of time down at this end, but a repeat set could just be the trick.
Here's Fubista. No, short dropout collected by Gaskin, will get it away. McDonald will bring it forward. 20 out. Saints turn to attack then. 7 to go to the break. Very much the underdogs coming into it, St Helens, but are they going to nudge themselves in front here? Whitfield wrapped up. Right in front of the post. Cunningham to the right. We'll get our hands on it now. Lead runner this time takes on the ball into contact. That was McComb. Motter's head. Short pass. They're trying to power their way to the line. That's a great tackle. Atherton involved. Vivas as well. Try saver. They're trying to pitch one with Whitfield, but the Wigan cherry and white shirts are there to smother the danger. But there might be room out wide for Gaskin. Gaskin takes it. They go short again. Wigan was short of numbers on that far side, and they have held on. That was great work from Wigan.
Yeah, brilliant work from Wigan there. There seems to be a little bit of confusion amongst St Helens positionally. Cunningham just found herself centre field.
Are you surprised they didn't go to the left edge there, St Helens?
Well, and that was it. Cunningham got in there, and then the lead runner wasn't sure who was out in the back, but they have plenty of space.
Nice run. Good run from Banks. Up towards the 30-metre line. Here now is Power. Power's got runners outside. He uses a decoy and breaks away. He's got Hunter on his shoulder. Can she get the pass away? It's knocked down. It's play on, and Salihi got in the way and saves a Wigan breakaway there. Good work from the former Wigan star, Berry Salihi.
Yeah, great job from Salihi. Again, just to get a hand in the road, knocks it backwards. So it is play on. But I tell you what, they say they put Jodie Cunningham for a bit of defensive stability. This Wigan pack are going after her today and left her on the floor on quite a few occasions. Yeah, there's no respect for that.
No respect for reputations, but now a penalty for a hit off the ball, I think, here. So this will help St Helens. Another look at this. Casey got hands on it. Well, there is contact. I think Wigan are overly happy with that, but there was contact after the ball had gone. It was Vivas. Kick for touch is a good one.
Yeah, just a little nudge and a shoulder from Vivas. Probably wasn't necessary. And the fact that Caitlin Casey was left on the floor drew the attention of Tara Jones as we see an offload through the middle.
Here goes Whitfield on the charge. Ball now works its way into the hands of Gaskin. Gaskin taking on the line, beautiful offload. Mottershead finds Whitfield. Whitfield, nice short pass to McDonald. They're inside the 20. And Saints are starting to ask some questions here. Ball now with Cunningham, gets it away to Casey. Nice pass to Lee, finds the ball out wide. They're going into the corner. All about the grounding here. It's Hook who's over, and Hook has scored, and Saints are in front here. Great hands down the right-hand side, and Phoebe Hook crashes over and scores in the corner.
Well, just in the last 5 minutes, you can see Caitlin Casey just popping out onto this edge. And usually it's the fullback that sits out the back, but Cunningham found Casey, and it was Casey that brought on the penalty. Gave them 6 again. Here's the ball out the back. Caitlin Casey, a former halfback, a bobble there from Hook. And 3 of the Wigan defenders can do nothing about it. St Helens, after trailing 4-0, they push their nose in front.
Well, we mentioned the wingers and the talent on show here. That's 3 of the 4 that have scored now. Gaskin again finds herself presented with a very difficult opportunity. Maybe half a metre, if that, in from touch. Well, this would be a real boost for Saints if this was to go over. Gaskin sends it on the way. Has it got the legs? No. Just underneath. And it is 8-4.
Well, and Gaskin, we have seen her kick him from the sidelines, and every point on grand final day matters. With 2 minutes to go, an incredibly timely try there from Phoebe Hook.
Wigan will restart, trailing with just under 2 minutes to go to the break.
So certainly the opposite for them, for how they started that semi-final against Leeds. And they'll find themselves likely going in behind at half-time.
Salihi who carries it forward. Saints grand final winners back in 2021 when they completed the treble. They're trying to stop a treble for their rivals Wigan here. And if the first 40 is anything to go by, they're every chance. Here's Whitfield again. Ramps up, pumps the legs, gets over halfway. That's a good carry. Wigan not having things all their own way here. Mottershead gets it away. McDonald, again, another good run. The Saints forward pack are doing a good job here. Mottershead will get it away. Here now is Rudge. Rudge up and over the 30. Nice one for Saints. Another high kick, you would guess, here from Gaskin. Is there one more score in this first half? A high kick, waiting for it, and well taken there by Ruby Hunter. And Hunter heads off in field, and Wigan will get a few seconds of their own to try and produce some magic at the end of the first half.
A lovely way for St Helens to score a try with 2 minutes to go, a completed set. So we see a penalty.
Well, there's not a lot of time left. They need to get on with this, Wigan. Oh, Rowe has kicked into touch far side. They'll get one tackle at the end of the half. Well, they're just going to charge it in here. The siren sounds in the background. A huge crowd here at the Brick Community Stadium. But Dennis Betts and the Wigan Warriors have got food for thought at half-time. They led courtesy of Anna Davis' early try. The tries from McGifford and Hook. Into that, the break. It's St Helens who lead. It's Wigan 4, St Helens 8.
Courtney Winfield Hill.
Cheers, Megan. Teams out for the second half then. Who will prevail? Will it be a treble for the Warriors and Dennis Betts? Or will Saints spoil the party here at the Brick Community Stadium? It is all on the line. Courtney Winfield Hill, this is right on the knife edge.
It really is, and as we know, last year, St Helens, as we see the St Helens coaches sending down final messages. St Helens did go in to half-time with a game against York. That will be in their minds because York kept them scoreless to come from behind and win. So while you don't have to win a game twice, the evolution of this Wigan team says that they can score points, and a lot of them in the second half.
We will find out. Jenna Fubista will get us underway. A kick towards the 20. Collected by Gaskin, gets it away. Here's McDonald. Wrestled back, has to go to ground. Power and Vivas all over the tackle. What will Dennis's message have been, do you feel, to his team?
I think it'll be a lot about composure. And we saw the penalties and the drop ball that really welcomed St Helens in. And from their backs, who are such strong carriers, they just didn't give themselves an opportunity at times.
Okay, well, let's find out what he did say. Let's hear from Megan Wellens.
Yes, well, I have actually got the message from Dennis Betts, and it was field position. He says it's such a tough game that the one thing that they need is field position, because if they don't get that, then they will not have the opportunities that they need to get back level and then get in front.
Okay, cheers, Megan. The kick hit a play, and I'm not sure who it hit. I thought for a moment that Wigan were going to get the ball a little bit higher up the field than they did. Here is Davis. Well, Vivas, let's hope that's nothing serious. Much an injured in the cup final. You see that arm heavily strapped. Oh, in fact, I think it's a leg injury, isn't it? She's trying to run it off at the minute. That would cause a problem to Dennis Betts for sure. Vivas a destructive forward. Here's Izzy Rowe. Not seen a lot. Short pass taken in. Last one. Atherton will play it. Gets it away now. They're going to go through the hands. Fubista goes out the back to Banks. They need to find some kind of end-of-play kick here. They'll kick across the field. It's going to be gathered. That's a great catch there. McGifford underneath it was isolated, but comes up with a ball just outside the Saints 10.
Well, and a pretty poor end to that set. And we know we've spoken about how good Gaskin's been in her game management. And the end of the set there just needed a Fubista or a Rowe to take control.
Oh, that is a big shot. Well, Vivas was limping around the stadium a few seconds ago. Comes up.
There's nothing wrong with her. Look at her, back on her feet. And a big shot on that left-hand shoulder.
Yeah, that's a good carry as well from Saints. Leading by 4, 2 tries to 1 in that first half. Here is Gaskin, goes high. Banks will let it bounce, but it bounces kindly for the fullback. She'll turn it back inside. Here now goes Ruby Hunter. Hit hard, just short of the 40-metre line. Wind is starting to whip up here, isn't it? Conditions getting a little bit tougher, I would suspect, down at pitch level. There you go, look, you see the trees are getting blown around here. Not quite as bad as it was on Friday when we were here for the men's Super League semi-final. Eva Hunter rampaging through, tackled. Here now is Power with the footwork, working away through up towards the 20. Wigan starting to get on a bit of a roll here on this set. Rowe with a dummy, fires it now to Banks. Banks' touchline is becoming an issue for Wigan. Davis is trying to offload. In the end, does really well to get to the ground there. This is the last one. They'll get it away from Marsh. Here's Rowe, kicks towards the post. It didn't hit the post and it was too deep. And that'll be a 7-tackle, 20-metre restart.
Well, really heavy on the boot there from Izzy Rowe. Deliberately looking for the post and ricochet for the oncoming kick chasers. Missed it, goes dead and gives it back to Saints with 7-tackle set.
Now there is Shona Hoyle, who got that injury first half, is now back out there. Cunningham finds Salihi. Wrapped up. Ball now works its way for McCall. Wrapped up on the 40. Casey turns it back inside. Whitfield's had a really big performance off the bench. She's left Marsh down on the ground. Bit of a knock, I think, there for Marsh. Here now is Gaskin. Will kick in behind over on the far side. And Ruby Hunter's going to have to get her skates on here because the chase is coming. Wigan desperate that that ball rolls dead, and it does. Just one roll too many from Gaskin.
Well, it was almost perfect from Gaskin, that angle. Just a metre too far into the in goal. And it'll be a 7-tackle for a 7-tackle.
Yeah, well, Saints have lost Emily Rudd, just gone off for a head injury assessment. So fingers crossed that she'll be okay. We'll keep you up to date with the outcome of that one. Wigan having to work out of their own end. 34 minutes seems a long time, but when you're trailing in the grand final, As that ball's on the ground, who's going to pick it up? Oh, Whitfield could have collected it. But I think that's going to be a knock-on. That'll be disappointing there. That was a chance, wasn't it?
You look at Vivas, she was looking for Power, who was storming on an absolute line there. But don't you love that attitude? Vicky Whitfield comes up with an error. But in grand final, those moments, who wants to be the first person to throw their body on the line and get on the ball?
Rowe will feed the scrum. McDonald. Tara Jones is laying the law down. Faye Gaskin is laughing. Her old teammate at St Helens.
Teammates of a very long time. Gaskin having a chuckle. Quite weird to see her up in amongst that, isn't it?
Well, they're probably thinking, hang on, you know, till 12 months ago that you were causing all the troubles in those scrums, but not anymore. Here now come Wigan. This is a determined carry. Hunter tries to break through. The noise in the stadium goes up. That's a bulldozing run. And the tackle made. Here now is Vivas. Vivas looking to work inside the 30. Eva Hunter could be the game breaker for Wigan. Oh, now again. Vivas going to be slow to get to her feet. Rowe down the short side, fires it to Banks, turns is the angle. Here now is Wilson. Wilson going for the line, still going a yard short. A yard short for Wigan, who've got numbers lined up if they move it through the hands. Rowe offers the dummy. Rowe going for the line is wrapped up. Saints are defending narrowly here. This is the last tackle. Do they go power play or do they go through the hands? They'll go to Fubister, hoisted out wide, but the kick's too straight. The kick's too straight. It needed to be higher and across the field. Dennis Betts sees a big chance go begging for Wigan.
Well, you just look at the previous play when Izzy Rowe chose to go back herself into heavy traffic. And there was one outside the post defender for St Helens. And Fubister, while she had the right idea, the execution was nowhere near.
Well, that's Vivas who's gone off injured. Emily Vivas, who can't carry on. We saw her pick up an injury earlier on. She tried to battle through it, but it looks like that's got the better of her. She missed most of the Challenge Cup with a really bad arm injury. Now she's picked up another injury that suggests she won't be back tonight. And Dennis Betts' side are just starting to find a little bit of adversity here. How can they deal with it? It is only a 4-point lead. Ball now works its way to Gaskin. Gaskin will find Casey. Casey takes the tackle, centre field. Coleman makes that tackle. Ball now into the hands of Cunningham. Cunningham moves it on. McCollum, who's been a threat all night, tackled 30 away. Will come back now. Here's Gaskin, will advance forward, will send it high. This is a tester. Banks at the back, collects it nicely. Gets past one St Helens defender, but can't get past the second.
Well, great set there from St Helens. They literally go 90 metres down the field. So you see Davis break through the initial contact, find a few more metres.
Here now is Wilson skipping across the field. Good strong tackle goes in from Caitlin Casey and Vicky Whitfield. Marsh gets it away to Power. Again, the footwork, but not able to break through the line this time. You can feel the tension building in the stadium. Big crowd here. A record crowd potentially for the Super League Women's Grand Final, and majority supporting Wigan at the moment. Their team are behind. Here's the kick downfield. That will turn St Helens round. McGifford will retreat. It's a big bounce collected on the 10. What's the chase like? McGifford launches herself forward and does well to find the 20-metre line and beyond.
Yeah, another lovely kick there that finds grass over the back. Just doesn't get the bounce and the roll on. McGifford, she was met from the shoulder from Marsh.
Salihi had a good game. Takes the carry. Cunningham underneath. Another big challenge from Atherton. Here's Krall back into the action. Trademark carry downfield up towards halfway. Mottershead, short of room, does get the ball away to Hoyle. Hoyle bumps off one, finds a good pass as well. Good work, Woozy inside the Wigan 40, fighting for every metre. That's a great carry from Saints. Mottershead finds Gaskin. This time kicks angled towards the try line. I'm gonna let it come to ground. Here now goes Banks, who will run it back. Runs at Mottershead. It is so tight and so tense here. 10-11 gone second half. No change to the scoreline.
Well, it's a massive sort of 10 minutes and a little period coming up here as Wigan trail by 4. Tara Jones calls time
Casey.
off.
Yeah, Casey has taken one in the ribs potentially there. And the referee will stop play. It's been a tough game, hasn't it? They'll be hoping that Caitlin Casey's okay to carry on.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when they've got Rudge, who's also left the field, but we know that Harris, she hasn't entered the field of play yet. She is there at their disposal, and you would like to think if Casey has to go off here, it looks like an injury in her hand or her wrist. Cunningham, could we see plan B where Cunningham goes back to the loose forward and Harris injects herself?
Well, she's coming off. That is a signal. Here's how it happened. There were a few bumps in there, weren't they? Looks like an arm injury, though. A shoulder problem. Caitlin Casey forced off. And the action continues. Atherton wrestled to the ground by Crowell. Here now is Rowe. Finds Fubister, short pass. They're looking to get Hunter over the top. Good determined carry. Short side play here. Fubister gets it away to Jones. Jones drags Mottershead back. A couple of good carries from Wigan. Last tackle here. Good set this for the Warriors. Now can they get a kick on the end of it? The kick across field should be collected. It's allowed to bounce. Rotherham's in trouble now. Hits the post and she's going to be caught in goal. Great set from Wigan. Really good set. Coleman with the tackle. Fubister's kick doing the business for Wigan.
Well, for a moment there off the boot, I felt like this kick was a little bit in no man's land. But again, Becky Rotherham went the passive option. And the ball comes off the post. And brilliant chase coming in from Coleman and Jones. And for a repeat set here, we saw what it did for St Helens in the first half.
They've not really been down this end too often, have they? They've had a couple of chances. Here's Shania Power, will run it forward. A good carry to start the set. Marsh will get it away. Here now, forward into contact. Oh, the Warriors again. Kiris Jones wrapped up, will play it. Atherton will go route one, straight for the line. Takes some stopping. 3 Saints defenders in there, but she stays on her feet. Again, they've got numbers lined up to the left. This time they're going through the hands. Here now is Fubister. Gets it away, banks into the line, finds Jones. Jones going for it! Bobby Jones is in! Wigan level at the grand final. Finally, the execution is on point, and Wigan have their second try. We're all level, 8 points apiece.
We're responding in almost identical fashion to St Helens from the first half. When they got a repeat set and saw a try over in the corner, Wigan do exactly the same. And look at this shift. Look at the width on the passes, and really simple. It was a 2-on-1, but Molly Jones, she herself fancies a grand final try beside her name. And it's all even with the kick to come here at the Brick Community Stadium. What a game.
Molly Jones crashes through. Great work. Nothing that Saints could do. Here's the game turning on the back of that Jones try. scorer in the win that wrapped up the league leaders' shield. Izzy Rowe then from the sideline. The crowd will give us a great cheer if this is going anywhere close. This for the leads. Been a tough night for the kickers, but it could make all the difference. Oh, sends it just across the face. So both Rowe and Gaskin have had a couple of goals each, not been able to land the goal, but Dennis Betts will be feeling a little bit more relaxed now.
He will, and he asked them for completion at that half-time break, and it certainly led to them just getting some position down at this end of the field. And on the back of a repeat set, Molly Jones, very strong runner of the ball, got her England debut earlier this year. She shows why she's so destructive out on the edge, and it's all level.
Kick towards the near side, bounces nicely for Georgia Wilson. Wilson heads off in field, gets past one, gets past two, up and over the 30 before Kral says no further. Short pass to Power. Power again showing great footwork. Finds a pass as well. Gets it away on the near side to Keris Jones. Better from Wigan. Just starting to find a pass. Power again injecting herself into this grand final. Wrapped up over halfway. Wigan have certainly sped things up a little bit here.
Yeah, they really have, and I love Shania Power for a forward. She not only runs with oomph, she's got terrific footwork at the line. And when she wins the play the ball, gives Wigan such great momentum.
Here's Rowe, they're going again to that side. Short pass, Hunter almost away. Every time she gets the ball, this stadium explodes, doesn't it? Passes shoveled wide to Fumister. Fumister inside the 20. And that was the last one. So they don't get a kick away, Wigan, but once again, they've marched downfield.
Yeah, they've made some enormous meters on that set, but again, just not being able to find that kick in behind the defensive line. So we see Atherton just wrap Rotherham up. And there's Emily Rudge. Went off earlier with the HIA. Is obviously passed.
Yeah, that's good news for St Helens. The experienced Rudge chomping at the bit to get on the field. All level here. Who's going to be the match winner? Here goes Williams, wrapped up. Bit of a bobble there as that ball went to ground, but held on to it. Ball now to Gaskin inside the 40. Launches it downfield. Again, they've kicked on the fourth. Here again is Anna Davis returning at full tilt. Almost got through the line. Montezet got just enough. But they start over halfway. Wigan on a roll here. You get the feeling if they score here, Courtney, this game could be going the Warriors' way.
Well, I mentioned earlier about the evolution of Wigan. From 23 to 24, it was defence. From 24 to 25, their second half ability to score points has gone through the roof.
Well, set restart. Shania Power's having a big say in this match. Been brilliant from the bench on early and has led from the front. Jones, Marsh, Rowe finds Fumister. Plenty of cherry and white out wide. Banks gets it away to Jones. Double! Molly Jones is in. Wigan are back in front. Clinical again as they go from right to left. Well, Tara Jones was going to get the try, but wants to check this out again. Potential obstruction the issue.
And it landed as a poor defensive read.
Okay, it's tackle forward, got an on-field decision of try. We're checking for an obstruction. So we just need to check the lead runners, so we're okay up to here. Just roll that back. Roll that back, so from here, we can see that the defender initiates the contact there. So we're okay at that point. We can carry on up to there. She puts her arms out and she goes to make the tackle on the lead runner. Get something in the corner for the grounding, please. And the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've made my decision.
This time the try will be given. Molly Jones, a quick-fire double, 2 in 5 minutes. Gives Wigan the lead here at the Brick Community Stadium. We saw the danger that Eva Hunter, even as a lead runner's caused the Saints defence there. They just didn't get it right.
Well, and she's taken some brilliant carries tonight as Eva Hunter. And if we get another look at this replay, have a look at the width on the pass here and the line from Eva Hunter. Jodie Cunningham has no option but to make sure that she fends up on her. But then it just leaves a 3-on-2 and it's easy pickings.
Here's the kick then. No. So none from 3 for Izzy Rowe. Shake of the hands, but it's 2 for Molly Jones. Great run, great finish.
Yeah, unbelievable. And after she was involved in the obstruction of that denied Grace Banks try earlier, 2 tries to her within 5 minutes. Lovely hands, turns the winger inside out and dives over the try line and put them back in front.
Kiss for the crowd as well. Oh, that's a devilishly difficult restart, and that's going to be a knock-on. That's a knock-on from Eva Hunter. Didn't get that right.
Well, she pretty well gave herself away, didn't she? And at least we can say she's honest. Again, we see that ball. Ooh, was it?
Well, they could have challenged that.
They absolutely could have. And in this area of the field, you know how damaging St Helens can be. Have another look at it here. Was there a bobble, or did she just use the floor? There
no,
it is.
Yeah, that's why they didn't challenge. Great camera work there to spot that one. And here's a move. Woozy spills it. That's the second time tonight Saints have had an attacking scrum, and the second time they've knocked on the first tackle.
Yeah, and it's not real timely, is it? Woozy puts one down. Nothing wrong with the pass. And again, it's big moments under pressure. And you can see what that means to Georgia Wilson.
Well, we're 3/4 of the way through this one then. Who is going to come out on top here, and who is going to come out on top next weekend? And it is the men's final. Hull KR against Wigan. You'll see Junior December, Patrick Mago and the team in action at Old Trafford. We're live from 5 Saturday night. Sky Sports Plus, Sky Sports main event. Repeat of last year. Will it be revenge for the Robins and a treble? Or will it be a win for Wigan? We will find out next week. Here now is Rowe, finds Banks. Banks short pass, they get it wide to Davis. Davis backs us up. Davis is racing away. Fall back to me. Try Davis. Second of the day for her. What a finish. Streaking down the touchline. And Wigan have daylight. They lead by 16 points to 8.
Well, and the St Helens defensive line is certainly getting worked over here. And knowing in the grand final last year that they let slide a lead and kept scoreless in the second half, history looks to be repeating itself. A beautiful ball out the back. Lovely quick hands from Wilson. And Anna Davis, there is no way she was doing anything but pinning her ears back for that corner. You can just see there Izzy Rowe looking to drop off underneath, straightening up. And just giving them the space out on that edge to work with. And Anna Davis. Jones a double. Davis a double. And Wigan, their 4th try of the evening. They push out to a 16-8 lead here at the Brick Community Stadium. 18 minutes left of the season.
Well, he looks calm. Decide second half. Remember, they trailed 8-4 at the break. 3 tries unanswered. Here's a kick for Rowe. This would be a welcome 2 points as well, wouldn't it? Really would. Put the pressure on St Helens. Rowe then from out wide. Oh, pulled that one. That wasn't one of her best attempts. Well, not from 4 for Rowe, but this was a flying finish from Anna Davis. Look at the sheer determination.
Yeah, she's an incredible athlete, is Anna Davis. We've seen her work her way into the England team. She was one of few of the performers over in Vegas who I felt physically stood up to the Australians. And with the World Cup on the horizon, she'll no doubt have her name in the mix amongst Stu Barrow's squad for next year's World Cup.
Yeah, well, Saints with plenty to do. This time Hunter does collect the restart. So look at that determined carry. Completion round about the same, but Wigan starting to make more meters. I think we've seen that in the second half now.
Yeah, definitely trying to make up ground for a bit of a miserable finish to the first half completion-wise. And runs like that from Eva Hunter, followed up by teammate Coleman. Both of them have had incredible seasons this year.
Look at this for a kick-off return. Bang, get out of the way. Here's Shania Power, who's had an outstanding game tonight. Really has driven Wigan forward. Gets a set restart again. Shania Power is leading by example, and forward pass. It's a disappointment for Wigan, who were just on a good roll downfield, had another set to play with, but this pass from Rowe went forward.
Ooh. There was not much in it. You could tell Rowe, she just responding to the sound of the 6 again hooter, looking for the conservative option, sending one of her middles in. It was certainly flat. It's the call from the touch judge. And for St Helens, they'll breathe a sigh of relief. Again, Tara Jones settling down the scrum.
Saints have got 15 minutes left to save their season and turn this match around. Wigan have just started to find their go forward in this second half. Can Saints hit them back with something? They can get a score back, take it to the very end. They're a chance, as the men's side showed against Leeds just over a week ago. Similar kind of position. Mottershead will find Crowell, who will drive it forward inside the 40. So we've got a couple left in the set. All go to Cunningham. Cunningham, runners outside, will use the fullback Rotherham, ships it on Salihi, finds it wide to Hunt, but Jones is there. Couple of big runs for the try, now a big tackle. Last one, they need to find a kick. They hoist it high across field. Rowe calls for it, collects it. Oh, and an offload as well. Great skill from the halfback. They are always looking to play, aren't they, whenever they get the chance.
Well, and I think this is the Wigan that we've seen very much this year. They talk about coming home with wind in your sails. Well, it's Storm Amy at the moment in the sails of Wigan. So we see Davis again taking another strong carry up through the middle.
Here's Coleman. Coleman will carry up towards halfway. Leaves Mottershead on the ground and quickly out of dummy half now. Fubisa gets it away. Hunter, good connection. That was a good effort there from Phoebe Hook, but still driven back a couple of metres, but Hook stopped the danger. Last one for now for Wigan. Fubista just chips towards the post. What's the bounce like? Bounces kindly. McGifford will carry, but the chase is a good one. And Wigan are just starting to dominate territory here.
Dominate territory, dominate completion, and they're getting numbers in these tackles, making it very difficult for St Helens with only 13 minutes left on the clock to march the end of the field.
Well, they've thrown Zoe Harris into the action. trying to hope to get something going in attack. McDonald wrapped up. Mottershead pops it up now for Cunningham. Cunningham all action, tries to break through, leaves two on the ground. There might have been a head knock there. They'll play on for now. This is the last one. Gaskin goes high towards the touchline. Hunter takes it nicely, and Hunter now will come back in. That's Ruby Hunter, and she runs straight at Harris, who makes the tackle.
You can just see in the back plate, Wigan player still down after that collision with Jodie Cunningham. And if Mary Coleman, if Saints had to chase down these points, Tara Jones asked for time off. It's runs like that from Cunningham that are going to be required.
Mary Coleman getting some treatment. Right, let's head down to pitch side and join Megan Wellens, who's got some news about the crowd tonight.
Well, yeah, we said it's a bumper crowd in here at the Brick Community Stadium, and we can say that it is a record crowd for a Women's Super League Grand Final of 5,018 in here tonight.
Cheers, Megan. It is a game that is growing year on year. We've seen that. More youngsters getting involved, but young or old, they're lapping up certainly contests like this. Great pictures around the Brick Community Stadium. Wigan at the forefront of driving the women's version of the game forward here.
Right on screen right there, Vicky Molyneux's daughter, young Molly. So we may be losing Vicky Moll from the game as of this evening, but I tell you what, that kid on screen, give her a handful more years. No doubt she'll be gracing the pitches of the Women's Super League.
Well, they're enjoying themselves. That's what it's all about. And a bit of, we've got a John Wilkin look-alike here with Mary Coleman with the heavily bandaged. Oh, it's on the chin and not the nose, so a split on the chin. But
a great accessory, isn't it? Gotta love the rugby accessories.
Here's Power again. What a second half she's had. This is how it happened. Oh, bit of friendly fire. Here's Izzy Rowe, turns it back. Atherton through one. Atherton rolls forward up to the 40. Wigan, I think they think one more here and they're going to get it done. It will be a treble. They've still got to get that try. That was forward. Ball back for Coleman. Just a couple of errors from Wigan as they look to try and close out this match.
Yeah, both half-backs again. Forward pass, and that one definitely fair enough. And St Helens, they haven't got to spend too much time in the opponent's half of the field. But here's that opportunity now, and to chase down this lead, it's going to have to happen relatively quickly. So we see the masterminds, the St Helens coaching staff.
A bit of concern on the faces up there. Here's Salihi. Shown up well against the former side tonight, but at the moment on the wrong end of the result. Wilton back out there. It's a real wrestle, but Coleman's a well to hang on to that. Whitfield is set back on for the closing stages. Saints rolling the dice now. But if they do get one, then they are a huge chance here. Short pass up the middle, there goes Whitfield, just couldn't get free. Good tackle from Jones. Ball now to Gaskin, wide to Woozy. Woozy can't get through the second tackle. Gaskin's going to get hands on it now, will kick. Floated kick, should be dealt with by Power. And that didn't ask just enough questions of the Wigan defence.
No, it certainly didn't. Not deep enough, not high enough for the kick chasers to present any kind of kick pressure or scoring threat.
Happened just yet for Saints. It's not done just yet either. There's Molly Jones, a double for her. Will she get a chance to emulate Rachel Thompson, the only Player to score a hat-trick in the Women's Super League Grand Final. Coleman will play it now. Here is Fubister. Fubister's going to hammer it downfield. Oh, it's well taken by Rotherham. That's a big win for St Helens. Rotherham will succumb to the tackle just on halfway, but that gives Saints another chance.
Yeah, great job there from Rotherham. It was a piercing kick and took it on the chest. Straight away, they're up over that halfway line.
I think she doesn't catch that on the full. They're going 20, 30 yards further back downfield, but now they're a chance. Saints not giving up just yet. Can they get one of the 2 tries they need to keep this game alive? Well, they're going to ask the question, that is for sure. Here now is Harris, turns it back on the angle. McDonald has put in a big stint. Gone over 100 metres. Great effort from Erin McDonald in this final. We'll play it now. Mottershead finds Gaskin. Gaskin short to Cunningham. Wigan defence were aware of the danger and they smother it quickly. Can Gaskin provide a better kick this time? Or will they go through the hands? It's a dummy from Gaskin. Gaskin finds a pass to Mottershead. They've got numbers. If they can go through hands, ball goes over the top to Woozy. Woozy going for the line, gives it to McGifford. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. They chanced it, but Wigan held on.
On St Helens, they created the opportunity, and I thought for a moment there he might have been in the corner. It was brilliant defence from Davies, who just held on her heels, waited for her inside troops as we see Woozy. So have a look here, have a look at this defence. Anna Davis stuck on her own, holds. Waits for inside defenders to come and wraps her up. That is brilliant defensive work, particularly in this moment of the game.
And it was a chance, but it's just cramp for Woozies. Hopefully going to be okay to carry on. Vicky Molyneux has come on for the final stages. 8 minutes left in her career.
I think that was a little bit of old pickle juice down the throat of Woozy there, so definitely cramp. As fatigue starts to set in these final minutes. Davis, another strong carry.
Short side play here, and here now half a break. Good run from Wilson, looking for a second grand final win with the Wigan Warriors. Here now is Williams against the former side, fights up towards the 40-metre line. Wigan are nearly there, time ticking down here. Ball now works its way to Fubister, who finds Banks. Banks can't, oh, did get a pass away. That'll be play on. It is play on. It's picked up by Wigan. Not quite a clean pass. It would have seen him go down the touchline. But good play again from the Warriors. Here now is Molyneux. Molyneux hit hard in the tackle. Last one here for Wigan. Ball back to Fubister, will send it high. Kick invites McGifford to collect it on the full, which she does, but she can't get away from the chase. Another good tackle goes in from Keris Jones. There's been a lot of hard work gone into these 2 performances tonight.
Yeah, enormous. It's an enormous season for all involved. When it comes down to these final moments, it's a long season. Everyone's fatigued. You're running on fumes. And it's the mental game that really has to take over. So we see Cunningham earn her team a penalty. Izzy Rowe is holding down too long in that ruck.
They're going to punt this ball into touch. They'll get it back over the halfway line. You get the feeling they need to score now, St Helens. Trailing by 8. Rudge will carry it forward. All the experience that St Helens have got, they need to summon on that and find some brilliance. Here goes Whitfield. Whitfield half through the line again. I think she's struggling here. think she's fallen awkwardly on her shoulder. She's going to get up and play it. Worry about the damage later. Cunningham finds Harris. Harris with a dummy, wrapped up, flicks the ball away. They move it out wide. Salihi just offloads it on the far side here to Hook, who's got nowhere to go. Mottershead now. Whitfield is still down for Saints. They're a player short at the moment. They need something. One-up carries are not going to breach this Wigan defence, you wouldn't think. Ball now into the hands of Gaskin. Gaskin with a dummy, gets the ball away. Here's McDonald going for the line. McDonald is going to be held up a few metres away. Saints last one. Which way do they go? Mottershead waits. She's going right. Here's Harris. If they move it wide, they might have an overlap. They get it wide. Here's a chance for Hook. Hook for the line. She's in. But did she get it down? Tara Jones wants to check this. Wigan looked pretty confident it didn't go down, but on the field, Saints might just have got a lifeline.
Okay, it's tackle 5. We've got an on-field decision of a try. We're checking the grounding. We start in the corner, please. Okay, slow on this, please. She's in possession. She's still in possession there. Go frame by frame on this, please. Hand's still on the ball, the left hand. Keep going frame by frame. Keep going. Okay, just go back on that, please. So left hand always stays on the ball. Keep going. The point of the ball reaches the floor short there, but then the momentum of the tackle, does a left hand stay on the ball there when the belly of the ball, does the belly of the ball reach the line? Do we have any other angles? Frame by frame on this. You can see there the left hand's still on the ball. The left hand's still on. Does the left hand come away from the ball there? Go back to the corner angle, please. Okay, the left hand's on the ball. The point of the ball is grounded short, but then the momentum of the tackle takes the rest of the ball. So go back to the handheld, we'll finish on that. Okay, the right hand comes away, but the left hand is still on the ball, so she's still in possession. Frame by frame, keep going, keep going, keep going. So we know the ball gets to the line and the left hand always stays on it. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Wow, what an effort from Phoebe Hook to keep this grand final on the line. This is not going to go down well with the home fans, but Saints have got themselves a lifeline. Feels like we've gone back in time. John Bennison's try at Leeds a week last Friday. Well, Hook's got a double, and Saints are still in this grand final.
Well, I was about to say, scenes look incredibly familiar and recent from that men's eliminator against Leeds. And what brilliance from Phoebe Hook. Lucky she didn't get a manicure this week. She kept a fingernail on it. And another conversion missed.
Well, it's 4 tries to 3. Phoebe Hook with the latest. Well, she has somehow got through and managed to hold on there. The finest of margins. But it's a try, and it means now that Saints have got 4 minutes to find another 4-pointer to possibly take us to golden point.
Well, she gives them a chance, doesn't she? And you look at that from Phoebe Hook in the same motion of catching the ball. Props on that right-hand leg. Decelerates and then smashes back inside. And St Helens, what do we say? We never ride off the Saints.
Gaskin collects it. Here they go again. St Helens have got a chance. One that it didn't look like they were going to get. They're going to get 2 sets, you'd imagine, for sure here. Can Wigan hold their nerve? They're all of a sudden on tenterhooks now. They've got a chance that a few minutes ago didn't look likely. Here's Whitfield again, crashes through. Dennis Betts looks on. Saints on a roll here. Saints going for it over the halfway line. This has been a good set. If they don't score, they want a good kick at the end of it to pen Wigan right on their own line. Gaskin gets it away. Rotherham finds Woozy, offloads it, collected by McGifford. That's the last one. They're trapped on the near touchline. Gaskin's boot. Gonna send it high. Here's a deep kick. Banks back pedals, catches it on the full. First job done for Wigan. Runs it back. And now a high tackle. That will just release the pressure on Wigan.
Well, off the boot of Gaskin there, she certainly gave it some air time and gave her kick chase plenty of time, but here was the kick chase from Harris. Just gets it high on Grace Banks, who absolutely returned that ball like a forward.
Well, they're going to tap this. The clock restarts. Here's Power, who's done everything within her power to get Wigan to the treble. League Leaders Shield winners, Challenge Cup winners, and a couple of minutes away from a second ever Women's Super League Grand Final crown. Saints have given them a scare. Here's Molyneux. Drives it forward. Over halfway. Quick play of the ball. Out of dummy half goes Wilton. Finds Fubista. Ball bounces kindly for Banks. Banks with a step. Cuts back in field. Grace Banks weaving away forward. Big collision goes in. A more friendly fire there has left the Saints player on the ground. Play on by Wigan. Short pass to Williams. Williams wrapped up on the last one. Saints running out of time. Here now is Rowe. Gets it away. Power play. They're going to pen St Helens in a corner. And Saints' time is now. Dennis Betts is happy with that play. It's Whitfield who's down injured. Hurt that shoulder earlier on, I think. That's just another problem. She's going to try. She's got to give it everything now. Season on the line.
You can just see how she's landed there. That arm outstretched on the shoulder. She's been enormous. And if she can get back on her feet, people pushing on the outside of her, potential offload for St Helens.
Well, they say you should never wish your life away, but those in cherry and white are pretty keen to get rid of the next 90 seconds. They're on edge. Saints are trying. There's another Saints player down. They're falling here. Cramp and sheer fatigue is taking effect. They need a minor miracle here. They'll drive it forward. There's Whitfield again, rising. Can they find a line break? They're going for the chip over the top. Collected by Power. That will do it for Wigan. Wigan, surely now are going to take the treble. No need for anything fancy here. Gaskin gambled.
Well, a timely cramp there from Power. Brilliant work here. Gaskin had no choice but to roll the dice. I just wonder if that smother was collected cleanly or was it knocked forward?
Would you not, now there's been a stoppage in play, would you not challenge that?
Well,
they may as well, haven't they?
Look at the screen. Both captains still have it in their pocket. Unused. We know it's unfamiliar territory for our captains. You look at that there. Would that have been deemed played at and a knock on? You have to roll the dice.
You may as well ask the question.
Seconds on the clock.
They don't ask the question. Here now is Eva Hunter. Wigan looking to end on a high. To do it in style. Hunter rampaging forward. Great run. Great run. Ball now works its way. Molyneux looking for a champagne end to her magnificent career. Wigan, time ticking down. Nothing fancy needed here. They'll go to ground. That'll take another few seconds off. And Dennis Betts knows now the job's done. Wigan are there. A treble for the first time in the Women's Super League for the Wigan Warriors. There they go. What an end to the season. The coach of the year, And now the coach of a treble-winning team, the Wigan Warriors, who trailed at half-time. They turned it on late in the second half. Molly Jones double. Hannah Davis second try, racked it up. Phoebe Hunt gave Saints a glimmer of hope. But it's the Wigan Warriors who are the champions of the Women's Super League in 2025. So much hard work goes into it. And they held their nerve. They came from behind and they scored the tries that means St Helens' season ends in disappointment. A brave effort from Saints, but they're undone once again by their big local rivals. But this might be the start of a dynasty for the Wigan Warriors. They've picked up all the silverware. Hannah Davis, her double, tries in either half. Really didn't get Wigan on their way. And for all that he's achieved in the game, you feel that this might be one of the greatest moments in Dennis Bett's career. He was so proud of his team and what they've achieved here tonight. And these are great scenes.
Yeah, they really are. We see them, they do the treble. Dennis Bett's so invested over the last few years with this team of girls as he applauds the crowd. And Wigan, well, they threw out some shots early and they dispatched Leeds in that Challenge Cup semi. We knew they meant business as we see Bauer celebrate with her coach. And we saw the Brisbane Broncos do it this morning. The club went double, women's and men's. And with Wigan in the men's grand final next weekend, will we see the same in the Super League?
Great scenes. Vicky Molyneux, her career ends in tears but happy ones. Great effort. Izzy Rowe. What a game. Wigan has done the treble. They've seen off St Helens in a grand final. They've beaten them by 16 points to 12.
Yes, the Wigan Warriors have come from behind to win and clinch the Grand Slam. They beat St Helens at Wembley in the Challenge Cup. They finished the regular season on top of the table, and tonight, Dennis Betts and his side are just moments away from lifting the Super League trophy for the first time in 7 years. Dennis Betts, he this week won Coach of the Year with the 3 contenders, Woman of Steel, all from Wigan. Jenna Fubester, Eva Hunter and Izzy Rowe. I mean, what a year 2025 has been for the Wigan Warriors. They have swept all before them. John Wilkin and Kelsey Gentles alongside me. John, this win, this achievement is just hugely deserved by this Wigan Warriors.
Without a doubt, just an incredible achievement for the club, like you said, in 2023, so far off it, and now to be the treble winners in 2025. It's a remarkable turnaround of the club's fortunes, and it's been built on incredible recruitment, some fantastic coaching. You know, I think about Grace Banks, who's in the centre of your shot there. Look, she's had an amazing season, had to face up to the disappointment of not being in the Women of Steel shortlist, and produced a big performance here tonight in the most intensive atmosphere. Over 5,000 fans here. An incredible achievement for Wigan Warriors women's.
Yeah, best team all year. They deserve this moment, Kelsey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think last year they were a little bit disappointed that they weren't here at the grand final last year. You know, they'd already started to do that work and started to put themselves together. And I think they went away last year and I thought, we're going to take everything from everyone next year, and that's what they've done. They've worked hard, they've been consistent, and they deserve everything they've got today.
Yeah, and they're full of speed, aren't they? You know, I love watching Wigan because of the speed that they've got and the intensity which they compete. And it's, you know, they've got certain characters in the team who exemplify that as much as others.
Yeah, we just saw shots of Maddie Peat, the head coach of the men's Wigan team. We will talk more about their relationship, the men and the women together, what they have achieved this year. Let's head down to Megan Wellens, who's standing by with the Betfred Player of the Match. Who is it, Megan?
Thanks, Jenny. Yes, she scored a try in either half. Your Player of the Match in the women's grand final is Anna Davis. Anna, congratulations. Wigan Warriors have done the treble. How does that feel?
To be honest, I am speechless. It feels amazing. It's been a journey, definitely, and I feel like for some of us who've been there from the start, if you'd have said to me at the start of this year this would happen, I wouldn't have believed you. So yeah, I'm really pleased to be here. And just to see the young girls come through and be able to do that today. At one point, half-time, I didn't know if we'd do it at all, so yeah, excited. Sorry.
You talk about being there from the start, but the trajectory you've been on in 2025 has been something special.
Yeah, and if you'd asked me, I thought we might be able to do something like this next year from watching the girls and how they develop, but the fact that we're able to come and do it, you know, in 25 is something that I wouldn't have expected, but yeah, absolutely delighted, and delighted to watch the young players come through, because I hope that I've, you know, tried your best to invest in them, because they're the ones who are the future of this. See them click, and it's their team now, and that's just, for me, that's the biggest delight to watch.
That 10-minute spell in the second half, those 3 tries, that was pretty pivotal.
Yeah, we needed to build pressure, because what we'd done in the first half, we let that pressure go, and so in that second half, you know, we talked about it at half-time, we just need to keep ball, get possession, build the pressure, and that's, you know, Dennis will be most proud of those 10 minutes, because that's how he wants us to play, building pressure, and then points will come off the back of that, so yeah, really pleased with that.
Is this the biggest achievement of your career so far?
Yeah, 100%. I think that it's because it's not just a one-off game, you know, like international fixtures. Like, for me, that was a great personal achievement, but this is the hard work. Dennis said we haven't planned for a grand final, we never talked about it. We just, each week, committed to training, committed to each other, and committed to doing the job, and it's, you know, it's more than 2 years of hard work. It's, for me, it's 4 or 5, it's 5 years. For others, it's more, like, I know it's sad she goes out today, but I'm so glad she could come out on this, because she's the foundation. She's the one who changed it for the women's game in Wigan. The moment she got inducted in Hall of Fame, that's when the good trajectory started. And thank you to the club who've just put the investment in. And we know when they do that, like Wigan, when they say they're going to help, you know, they do it right and they do it really well. So I'm just so thankful to everyone at the club for that.
Thanks, Anna. Enjoy the celebration.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
And we can chat to St Helens head coach Craig Richards. Craig, commiserations. What are your feelings after that one?
Oh, the first feeling is to congratulate Wigan. I thought they were fantastic. You know, they got us in little areas where we just didn't turn up, but you know, I'm really, really proud of the girls. They've worked hard all season. We've been close, but you know, not quite there.
It felt like that 10-minute spell in the second half where they scored those 3 tries.
Craig Richards, there, the head coach of St Helens. We will come back and hear exactly what he had to say. But what an evening it is for the Wigan Warriors and Dennis Betts. John Wilkin.
Yeah, it was amazing. Anna Davis, we were talking about the investment and the commitment from the club to the women's programme, and this club has delivered in that regard. There's a real connection, isn't there, all through the club towards the champions mindset, and they've got that in the men's. They won 4 trophies last year, 3 trophies in the women's this year. Congratulations to Chris Redlinski and the Wigan Warriors.
Absolutely. You know what surprised me from what Anna said in that interview was at the start of the year she would never have expected to win the treble. I mean, from the very start, they dominated though, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm surprised she said that, because from their first game of the season, you know, way back with the Challenge Cup pool games, they were beating teams 100+0. They must have known that they had something special, and they've just built and built all the way through. And then here we can see here Vicky Molyneux on screen. She's going out with a bang. You know, she created this dynasty here at Wigan.
She's one of the faces of the game as a whole. What a huge loss it is for the game, but my word, what a high to go out on.
Yeah, fantastic. 7 years commitment to this club, but there's ecstasy, isn't there, of Wigan, and obviously the agony for St Helens.
Of course, with every grand final, there's a winner and there has to be a loser. Let's head back to Megan and see if we can hear what Craig has to say.
We were saying about those 10 minutes in the second half. What were your thoughts on them?
Yeah, listen, Rugby League's a great game. You know, and at times if you switch off, you know, you get caught out, and that's what we did. We talked about starting quick in the second half, and we didn't quite do that. You know, but you know, the girls were so courageous. Both sets of girls were courageous, and you know, we'll go away, dust ourselves down, and we'll go again.
You said St Helens have come close this year, but fallen at the final hurdle. What's going to be the message to the girls after this game?
Oh, listen, it's about enjoying the close season, because they've worked extremely hard, and you know, we get back on the horse and we'll just go away and we'll work hard. We'll assess things as coaches. Is there things that we could do differently? First and foremost, then we'll look at the squad, we'll look at the team, and we just need to come back a better version of ourselves. And I say a better version, there's not a big gap between us. It's just little things that we need to tidy up. But you know, I'm so proud of my staff. I'm so proud of how me and Deck have worked together, and I'm so proud of the girls. And again, congratulations, Wigan.
Thanks, Craig, and commiseration.
Cheers, thank you.
We just saw shots there. There she is, Anna Davies, the Betfred player of the match. No doubt huge celebrations from her and all of her teammates tonight as the Wigan Warriors are about to lift their third trophy of the season. They're going to clinch the treble. Let's head back upstairs to Mark Wilson for this presentation.
Officials in the Betfred Women's Super League Grand Final. Referee
Forward to get the trophy here. Last minute hugs and kisses for family and friends. Eva Hunter's had a fantastic season, and family and friends quick to join in with that one. Great moments for those involved in the hard work that it takes to get these athletes to these levels. Some future Women's Super League players there, I'm sure, have enjoyed watching their heroes win. The Katie Mottershead, tears, but another good season, breakout season for her, taking over and becoming the main number 9 at St Helens. There's always got to be a winner, there's always got to be a loser, Courtney. That's the way of sport. Look at Phoebe Hook, 2 tries, couldn't do any more to get her team. There's Jodie Cunningham leading St Helens to get their runners-up medals.
Yeah, emotions are always really high once that final whistle blows. But I tell you what, after St Helens were embarrassed at Wembley, they can be nothing but proud of the way that they've responded again. Another game that's only 4 points beside them. You know, so many people question them, including myself at times. They really have responded and galvanised as a group.
Well, the last 3 meetings, 8 points between them over the 3 meetings. That's how close the margins are between success and failure.
Absolutely, and you know, you look at who they've got coming through like a Mottershead. They don't have a lot of youngsters. Players like young Katie Mottershead will give them hope going into next year. McDonald, a terrific season. Naomi Williams, they're about to get her medal. Stalwart, and one of the originals from 2018. Word on the street is she will wrap up and hang up the boots.
But now, for the glory for Wigan, as they will come forward to collect the spoils of victory. What a year it's been. They've got the coach of the year in Dennis Betts. They're going to have the Woman of Steel. Fubis Saror, Hunter will take that accolade, but Grace Banks leads up the Wigan side to get their winners' medals. It smiles all round for those in cherry and white. Dennis Betts looks on with great pride. And a team that a couple of seasons ago were happy to make the semi-finals. Now it's all about winning. Molly Jones, 2 tries, second half decisive. No try for Eva Hunter tonight, but a wrecking ball in that left-hand edge. Mia Atherton collects her medal for Mary Coleman, another hard-working season. It smiles all round, isn't it, for those. Shania Parr outstanding in that second half. And there's our player of the match, Anna Davies, collecting her medal. Georgia Wilson, a winner back in 2018, and a Vicky Molyneux. What a moment for her. A stalwart in Women's Rugby League. She will walk forward with a trophy. And we'll say that not only are Wigan Cup winners and Liverpool down now, the Women's Super League champions in 2025. They celebrate the treble. What a way to go out for Vicky Molyneux. Wilson, a double Super League champion with Wigan. and a hard season ends on the best possible note. Dennis Betts joins in the celebrations as well. A job well done for him. The Wigan Warriors have been the best team in 2025, and they will take some stopping next season when the season recommences. But for now, it's all the fun, all the chance to get your hands on the trophy. Great scenes here in front of a record crowd at the Brit Community Stadium. Wigan did it. They were the favourites to do it, and they got the job done. Wigan Warriors are Super League champions and treble winners in 2025.